What's up, guys? Neil Orfield here, taking a look at Stokastic's MLB DFS Lineup Generator for tonight's slate. It is Saturday, August 19th. While you're coming in, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification button so you can get alerts when our shows go live. If you have not yet signed up for the Lineup Generator, you can still get it for 50% off your first week using the link in the description of this video on YouTube or in my tweet. It's going to give you the first week for just $4.48. Still going to be just $8.95 per week after that first week. Fantastic deal for a tool that is only going to give you long-term profitable lineups according to the Stokastic Sims. Let's start by taking a look at some DraftKings lineups. Going to do all stack types, all lineup types. We'll get a mix of chalky, balanced, and contrarian lineups. Not going to lock anybody in. All right, first lineup, we have Framber Valdez and Ken Waldichuk as the pitchers. Looking at the top pitchers tool. Valdez, second on the board with a 24% chance of being a top two pitcher. Waldichuk, middling, bottom half of the board, 7% chance of being a top two pitcher, but 21% chance of being a top two value pitcher. So it looks good in that sense. Looking at the lineup itself, we've got 5 White Sox in Coors Field and then just 3 one-offs. So it's a 5-0 lineup with Andy Rodriguez, Jose Ramirez, and Tommy Edman as one-offs. We got a 5-man White Sox lineup. This one on the very chalky end of the spectrum. Chalkier than I usually like to play, but that's kind of nitpicking a little bit because, again, every lineup we get here has been found to be long-term profitable. Got 15% owned. Ken Waldichuk bringing the ownership down a little bit. It's relatively low for a pitcher. Andy Rodriguez at 7%, bringing it down a little bit. Tommy Edman, 8%. Jose Ramirez. So the one-off's a little bit lower owned than these White Sox. Very, very chalky here. But, of course, if we look at the top stacks tool, the White Sox will be the top of the board pretty easily. 19% chance of being the top stack and coming in at just 18% ownership, so a little bit of positive leverage there as well. All right, let's take a look at the second lineup. This one only slightly less chalky. Full-on Coors stack. We've got a 5-3 Rockies and White Sox lineup with Chase Silseth and Sonny Gray as the pitchers. Looking in the top pitchers tool. Sonny Gray, fourth on the board, 18% chance of being a top two pitcher. Chase Silseth down maybe 8th, 9th on the board with a 12% chance of being a top two pitcher. And then we've got the Rockies now, our primary stock. They're second on the board, 11% chance of being the top stack with the White Sox as the top stack. All right, save this one. I'm just going to go through and save 20 lineups now, see what we get in terms of exposure. A lot of chalky lineups so far. Got a couple more middling. This tends to happen. You get more chalky lineups when we have the top stack being under-owned, and that's what we have today with the White Sox. So, of course, getting a lot of White Sox exposure. Top bats on the day, Elvis Andrus, 75%, 60% to Eloy Jimenez, 55% Yasmani Grandal. A couple pitchers near the top as well. Overall, pretty happy with this. I'd probably cut back Elvis Andrus, maybe try to get him just in line with like Eloy Jimenez, try to get him 60% or lower of my lineups. It'd be less than that if I were playing 150, but in a 20 lineup set, I don't mind being somewhat condensed. This is a little bit too rich for me. I'd rather spread out my risk a little bit and get rid of a few of these Elvis Andrus lineups, maybe cut him back to like 60%. All right, I'm going to go check out some FanDuel lineups as well. All stacks, all lineups, skip. Got Framber Valdez as the pitcher, 4-4 White Sox Guardian stack here. Looking in the top pitchers tool for FanDuel. Valdez, top of the board, 12% chance of being the top pitcher. Top stacks tool. White Sox, top of the board, 22% chance of being the top stack. Guardians, middle of the board, 5% chance of being the top stack with an 11% chance of being the top value stack. So looks like a nice lineup. It is middling in terms of ownership. That's nice to see. The Guardians fairly low owned here. We got 2% Oscar Gonzalez, 8% Stephen Kwan, 1% Gabriel Arias, and then of course 22% Jose Ramirez. So 3 of the 4 Guardians coming in at very low ownership, bringing it down to being a not extremely chalky stack, even though we do have the 4 chalky White Sox. All right, let's take a look at one more. This one we've got Sonny Gray as the pitcher. It is a 4-3 White Sox and Twins stack. Some nice correlation there with Sonny Gray and the Twins. Of course, if the Twins go off, Sonny Gray more likely to get that win. We got Ryan Mountcastle as a one-off. I believe he has been pretty hot lately. He's been hitting the ball really well recently. Looking at the top pitchers tool for Sonny Gray, yeah, third on the board, 10% chance of being the top pitcher. We got the White Sox and the Twins. Again, the White Sox are the top of the board, Twins 6th on the board with a 7% chance of being the top stack. This one on the chalky end of the spectrum, not all the way to the chalky end, but fairly chalky. All right, now I'm just going to go through and save 20 lineups, see what we get. More all over the board here than we were getting on DraftKings. We have 75% Eloy Jimenez this time instead of Elvis Andrus. And then we have 60% Andrus, 60% Luis Robert, 35% Andrew Vaughn. So big drop off after Luis Robert to 35% Andrew Vaughn. I'd probably try to cut back my Eloy Jimenez, try to keep everybody 60% or lower would kind of be my goal. So I'd probably go back, discard a few of my full-on White Sox stacks, and then go find some contrarian lineups that don't have these guys in them. Just keep everybody below like 60% or low at least. All right, that is going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. Again, if you haven't hit that like button, please do so. It helps me out a lot. And again, you can use my link to get your first week of the lineup generator for just $4.48. So check it out if you haven't already. Good luck.